You know that feeling? The one you get when you open your email and see that one tiny task staring back at you, like a stubborn flea that thinks it's a lion. Yeah, I am a professional at postponing that feeling. A world-class procrastinator, Olympic level. Gold medal in I'll do it tomorrow, silver in definitely next week, and bronze in did that task ever exist? I have no memory of it. So picture this. I have one microscopic task. Send an email. 15 words, tops. I could do it with my eyes closed, or in my sleep, or in the time it takes me to decide what to watch on Netflix. I open my laptop, it whirs to life, and it becomes a portal to Narnia, but the chaotic version. And then it happens. My phone buzzes. Or doesn't buzz, but I feel it buzz. It's a toxic relationship. I check it. I'll just see this one notification. One thing leads to another, and 3 hours later, I'm deep in an internet black hole. I'm watching a documentary about competitive lawn mowing. Did you know there are different leagues? It's intense. Then a tutorial from a guy named Gary on how to fold a fitted sheet. Gary has a voice like wet pizza, but he's inexplicably compelling. I end up with a sheet that looks like an abstract origami specimen. It is not a triumph. But here's the magic trick my brain pulls. I start doing super productive things to avoid the actual thing. I clean the coffee mug I only use to melt ice. I polish it until it shines like the future I'm avoiding. I organize my computer desktop into 32 subfolders. I label them with cryptic names. Stuff, urgent, but not really. Project B, RIP, ideas for when I'm immortal. I vacuum the house, I iron my grocery list. Yes, I iron the piece of paper, and I become emotionally attached to that list. Lettuce, so poetic. Onions, how brave. I hit a point where I decide I need a break. So I take a very serious, expert-level break. I watch 5 videos on how to stop procrastinating. It's beautiful, a perfect circle of avoidance. I'm like a spy infiltrating my own mission to sabotage it from within. Self-check. Why am I like this? Why is my brain like a web browser with 47 tabs open, all of them asking why do flamingos stand on one leg and none of them being the bank's login page? The answer isn't laziness. It's fear. A tiny, polite fear. It sits in the corner of my mind. It taps its watch and it whispers, what if they judge you? What if you screw up? What if you use the wrong emoji and everyone thinks you're a psychopath? So I panic. And by panic, I mean I spend 45 minutes Googling how to write the perfect subject line for an email that will change the destiny of mankind. I write poetry Shakespeare would weep with envy. And then I save it to drafts. Forever. For the longest time, I thought everyone was watching, waiting, judging, like my life was a reality show hosted by a guy with a clipboard and a raised eyebrow. And here we see Michael procrastinating again. Will he send that email? Stay tuned for the dramatic finale. But it turns out the world has better things to do. True story. One day, I was at the bus stop. I had an epic battle going on in my head, a full-blown motivational speech. Come on, Michael, you can do this. You are a being of light and capability. I was muttering it under my breath. It was dramatic, Oscar-worthy performance. I looked around. Across the street, a man was doing yoga in cargo shorts, unironically. A woman was arguing with her phone about directions. No, Siri, that's a river. A kid was wearing sunglasses on a cloudy day, not because it was cool, just because he could. Nobody was watching my internal melodrama. They were busy. They were in their own little weird universes, which, honestly, is comforting and slightly tragic for my ego. So I decided to test it, a little experiment. I did something mildly embarrassing. In the cereal aisle of the grocery store, I sang opera, softly, just a few bars of Nessun Dorma. I expected a gasp, a scandal, someone to call security. Nothing. Zero. 2 people looked up. One smiled politely, the other put their box of cereal back on the shelf as if I didn't exist. It was a victory. A quiet, slightly humiliating victory. The emotional punchline is, everyone is the star of their own sitcom, and the camera on your show? It's broken, probably on a long vacation in the Bahamas. But I didn't stop there. My brain is a specialist in spirals. I thought, if nobody's watching, I can escalate. So I wore my house slippers to the store, one red, one blue. This was not an accident. It was a statement of principle. Then I added a cape made from a bath towel secured with a clothes peg, the hero of delayed responsibilities. I strutted. A toddler gave me a thumbs up. A man in a suit dropped his phone. He laughed. Someone recorded me. My moment of fame, I thought, except the video was of the toddler who proceeded to lie down on the floor and fake a dramatic nap. Fame is fleeting. This is where it gets properly absurd. I decided to host a summit, the United Nations of Procrastinators. The meeting was in my living room. Attendees included me, my plant, which has needed repotting for months, and my niece's stuffed owl. We created a 12-step plan. Step 1 was, make the plan tomorrow. It was a roaring success. We postponed success like nobody's business. And in the middle of all this glorious nonsense, a weird thing happened. I stopped caring about being watched. Because honestly, nobody is. Not really. The audience I had imagined only existed in my head. It was louder than the real one. And the real one? They're distracted, tired, probably eating cereal and watching lawnmower videos. Freedom sneaks up on you, like a cat that knows it owns your soul. It doesn't make a sound, it just moves in. You realize you can do things without a spotlight. You can be imperfect. You can start messy. You can send the messy email. You can wear the mismatched slippers. You can sing opera in aisle 7 and live to tell the tale. So I sent the email. It was 3 sentences. I used 1 emoji, the shrug. Meh. Perfect. Non-committal. And guess what? Nobody responded with a critique. Nobody made a chart detailing my lifetime of mistakes. One person replied, thanks. Efficient, kind, very 21st century. The lesson? People are busy. They're struggling with their own stuff. They're not waiting for you to trip. This doesn't mean you should do reckless things just because you think you're invisible, although wearing a towel cape is defensible on a tough day. It means the pressure you feel is often self-imposed. And once you notice that, you give yourself permission. Permission to try. Permission to be a mess. Permission to be boring. Permission to be outrageously human. So next time you're stuck, when your brain is hosting a roast of your future self, when you're about to create the 17th folder labeled maybe later, just delete it. Or at least rename it. Do now. Probably. And if you still feel watched, remember the cereal aisle, the cargo short yoga, the toddler with the nap schedule. That's the real audience. They're kind, mostly indifferent, occasionally viral. Walk out. Do the thing. Send the email. Sing a single small opera. Wear the slippers. Be wonderfully imperfect. Because here's the secret they don't put on motivational posters. Nobody's watching the way you think they are, and that is a gift. A messy, silly, slightly damp towel cape of a gift. So go. Do your thing. And if someone happens to be watching, give them a wave. Maybe they'll want to join the cape. But now, your tiny mission, if you choose to accept it. Smash like and subscribe. Comment your procrastination level below. Stay awesome. Thanks for watching. Now go be wonderfully imperfect. I'll see you in the next video.